which you can share music. So. Okay, right, am I on screen? Are we live? Yes, welcome to our webinar, first one of the year. Sorry about the sound there. I think we didn't have the sound flipped over, but hopefully you've got sound now with a bit of luck. Can you just test that on your one, Sarah? Yeah, so hopefully you can hear us loud and clear, but a big welcome to you all. We've had a huge amount of people sign up yet again. We've had over nearly 280 people sign up tonight, so which is amazing. We'd love to hear where you're from. We normally get about 30 or 40 different countries, so please say where you're from. Faye will give you a shout out as well and say welcome you from wherever you are. We might get a few people from Japan. Me and Pam had just come back from Japan last week, so what an amazing trip that was. So thank you for joining us tonight. Have we got enough people here as well?
Yes,
yeah, they're all Kate's on with us. So tonight we have got, as always, a great expert of panelists. We've got the famous Bart Calls from Shockamola. There's nothing he doesn't know about stallions. I mean, his wealth of knowledge. So he's been joining us tonight, and it's a great pleasure to have him. He's been with us obviously in a lot of these webinars. We've got Desiree. We've known Desiree for years. She's just this again. She knows all about the stallions, extenders, and everything else. And she's a great asset to us on that side. She's going to interject. We've also got Kate Hall tonight, who's a senior nutritionist from NAF. So we're great to have you on board. Put your questions in the Q&A box. Faye is here and Sarah's here. Hand round. Just part of the team in the background. I'm not flying solo, certainly. So we've got them here tonight. We're also joined by a few others. We've got Murphy's Gem here. Big Star over here. Do you want to come and say hello? Yeah, it's more interesting in his tea. Don't blame him. We've had our pizzas tonight and he needs his hay. Just, it's really important tonight. We can't run these webinars. A lot of work behind them for our sponsors. So our first sponsor is NAF products. If you can just show that on there, Harriet. She's sharing the slide. NAF, 30 years experience in the industry, the only official supplier of supplements and care products to the British Equestrian team. So thank you, NAF, and thank you, Kate, for being on tonight. We'll be hearing a bit more about that. We've also got Nidicom. Nidicom, we use a lot of their products, manufacturer market, density gradients, cryoprotectants, extenders, centrifuge mediums, and all that. And I have to say, their service is incredible. Oh, where's my hat gone? I need it. Oh, it's in my. I did have my pink hat here. I have to grab it. It's in the cupboard. Also tonight, Quattro products. All our stables are rubber matted by Quattro. Our collection area is with. They're one of the largest importers and installers high quality rubber matting. So, right, we'll come on down. And also, we've got a bit of giveaway. Is that on there yet? Giveaway. Sarah, tell us about the giveaway. I'll let Sarah talk to you about that.
Okay, hi everybody. I hope you're having a good evening. Our giveaway tonight is really fantastic, and we will do the prize draw at the end tonight of the webinar. So you have to be watching live to win the giveaway. It is a tub of the NAF 5-star fertility, which we feed all of our stallions here. It's renowned now throughout the country, and Kate will tell us more about that later, how it really helps the stallion with their seasons. And then also we've got an equine biogenie water treatment and some of the Happy Hat spray. We'll show you when we go inside. We've got 5 Stallion show tickets, which is a day not to be missed. We've had a meeting today and the lineup for the Stallion show is incredible. We're really excited by that, aren't we, Tullis? And we've got £100 off a new product that we're selling, which is the Easy Foal. So all your mare owners out there, an Easy Foal is an absolutely incredible product, and India will tell you more about that later. So back to you, Tullis.
Right, so I've got my Nidacom hat on tonight. I thought if they're watching, it keeps us warm. I haven't got anything for my legs though, but keeps my hat warm. Hope you all approve. Got the pink one tonight. So yeah, that giveaway is only if you stay right to the end. So I'm afraid, get a big glass of wine, get a bottle. I don't know whether Shirley's on there. Drinking our gin, maybe. We've got our Stallion gin, by the way, if anybody's interested. So what's on tonight? It's how we prepare the stallions for the breeding season. Really important this. If you don't prepare, you could say prepare to fail. Some stallions might need more preparation than others. So we're going to look at the importance of that. We've got Bart and Desiree interacting. We're actually going to try and do a live collection tonight. So let's see how that goes. They always say, be careful, don't have was it children and animals or whatever when you're doing things, what can possibly go wrong? But I hope we'll do a live collection. Dummy training, feed nutrition, pre-purchase assessments, semen extenders, and so on. And lastly, I've got a slide about Nature Safe. If you've enjoyed it tonight, it's all free. It costs us quite a bit to put up this on with infrastructure. We'd love you to do a donation to Nature Safe at the end, even if it's a £5. That will be amazing. Normally on these webinars, as you know, they cost quite a bit and you can pay, but it's free tonight. So we've got our first poll coming up. So Harriet, if you can stick the first one, we'd just like to know, is it your stallion's first time at stud? So you've got 3 questions, yes, no, or non-applicable. So that will be good just to find out about that. So who have we got here?
Hello, Vincent.
This is Hello, Vincent. So we've got a barn full of amazing stallions this year. I'm always amazed at the quality that we have, and he's another one that's come to the team. So we've got Big Star, 10, Hello Vincent. It just goes on and on and on and on. So anyway, let's go and have a look at another one down here. And Bart, you might recognise this one, by the way.
Who could it be? Who could it be? Hi, John. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, so I want to speak to Josh, our famous Josh.
Hi, Josh. Hi.
DJ. Got Lydia in the background.
Hi, everybody.
So, Bart, do you recognise this horse?
I think it is the champion of the first saddle curring in Oldenburg. First look, he looks like. You hear me?
We're talking about Josh now.
Yeah. We're talking about Bart.
But yeah, this is first and luck. We've been, it's been a huge honour to be able to have him on loan from the Shock and Mile the Stallions. It really is. We've got to have him over here fresh for the dressage paternity. He's an amazing horse, but we're going to hopefully see him in action in a minute. We're going to get him on the dummy with a bit of luck. So, but to start with, starting off the importance of your stallions at the pre-season beforehand. EJ, looking at you now, you've done this for, I don't know how many years now. You've been here 10 years. 10 and a half years. Exact.
Yeah.
So you've seen stallions come and go. You've prepared, in theory, stallions for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
What's the sort of key things that you look for when you're preparing stallions for the stud season? So trying to getting ready, just a couple of things.
Well, I think the main thing is that you want a fit, well horse. You usually get the back to check this time of year and make sure that they're kind of sound and fit and well to do the job. Obviously, good feed, nutrition, obviously really important. And just like exercise. Obviously, some of our old boys maybe go on the water treadmill. And then maybe some of the more fitter, younger stallions always go on the walker to warm up those muscles before collecting. So yeah, that's a couple of things.
Yeah, and you know, but you know, that way.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Can't see you.
can't see me. But if you're, you know, you've got a, just say you've got a new stallion, Bart. You've never, it's coming to your breeding season for the first time, and you've never done anything with him. What are the sort of? It's February time. You've got to get ready for the mares in March. What's the sort of things that you would do to a stallion preparing for that stud season?
So first of all, I will see his behavior in the stable, see that he is fine with his neighbors, that he has good place, that he feel happy. I will check his body, see how he's looking, look at the eyes, look at the testicles, and see if he is healthy and complete. And then we start slowly a little bit walk. Maybe if they are young and they don't know a treadmill or a walker, we have a lot of walkers. Then we do some launching or walk by hand, that they get warm. And then carefully, if we have checked everything and they feel fine, we will bring them in the breeding hall. We have some teaser mares, but we don't like to use the mares for the stallion, so we always try to do on the dummy. And then we will slowly start. The first 2, 3, 4 times I will collect, see how they are in their behavior, that they feel fine with the dummy. Don't look too much at the semen, throw it away. And after a few times, if they are happy, we start to wash them. If they know exactly that they feel good and they are not afraid of doing anything in the breeding hall with the dummy, then we start to wash them, and then we start to collect properly with semen assessment and see what we can do with the semen for a few times for fresh, and then after a while we start even also for the frozen semen.
Right. And thank you, Bart, on that one. And we had the poll questions come through, right? Or answers.
Answers, yes, we have. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay, so we've got 14% saying yes.
All right.
46% saying no, and then 40% saying not applicable.
So there's actually 14% of people out there. Sorry, my percentage of 200 isn't. That's going to be about 30 odd people that are hopefully listening to that, Bart, and taking that on board, because that's their first time in the stud season for that. Just going on, Desiree, you've got a stallion. He's an older stallion, say. He's coming back to the stud season again. What sort of checks will you do on that slightly older stallion that might need a bit more help before the season? Is there anything that what would you recommend preparing a stallion for the stud season?
You mean by semen processing and collecting?
Or semen processing, or just checking his health and things like that?
Oh yeah, and that's very important. And what Bart is already saying, that he's coming into the stables, and you try to get some trust with the stallion, and that he trusts you. That's the most important thing, also for collection. And when the older stallion is coming in, that he's happy on his place. Some horses are very shy, and they are when another stallion's around, you have to be careful with that, and make sure that he's happy in his place. And I think that's the most important. And keep him in condition. That's very important. Don't think this older stallions coming from the Grand Prix, and then okay, that's okay, and we put them in the stable, put them in the field. But no, keep them in condition. They really like that. They really like to work, and that's the most. And give them nice, feeding supplements, minerals and vitamins, especially for older stallions, but also for younger stallions.
What about the palpating the testicles? Did you talk about that?
Yeah, with the hand or with the thing what you always use.
No, with your hand.
Yeah, because we do it by hand, but or not.
Because Sarah
Yeah.
can't see it, but yeah, everybody sees like everybody. So yeah, so
Okay, yeah,
so that's
Yeah.
as if you're watching. Yeah.
yeah, especially with older stallions.
Normally I
we-
think that's right and doesn't pop back up.
Yeah,
Aware.
so
She does on mine, but then I don't understand it.
I hear a lot of noise.
we
but I
can
don't,
hear you
Harriet,
online,
we
Baker.
can hear you, Faye and Harriet.
Sorry.
Okay.
So it's first up. As you can see, he's got everything out now. So it's good.
Ready to
But I
go.
think when you're looking at a stallion preparing for the stud season, you've got to, its fitness is absolutely paramount. Fitness, can they jump on the dummy? The two things that stop ejaculation failure, one of the main things is pain, and obviously stress can affect semen quality. And I think the pain is something you really have to be careful of. So when people think of ejaculation failure, we've really got to look at that side of things and say, why is that? And it's making sure that the backs are all good and they're all healthy, getting these stallions fit. If they're doing one collection a week or every 2 weeks, it's not maybe not so bad. But if these stallions are collecting off every day, you can't expect them just to come out of a stable, jump on the dummy and perform. Now, there are some stallions who do that. So it's
never
always,
called on never called on the phantom, man. Always let them walk. Never get the stallion out of the stable and put him on the phantom. It's really not good. Please,
yeah,
put
that's
him
a
in a
good point.
walker or luncheon, or never that he's called from the stable on the phantom.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And Bart, you do that with all your stallions. They all go on a treadmill beforehand, isn't it?
Yeah, they go on a walker, or if the riders want to ride before they can ride, they speak with me if it's possible to ride before or launch or something like this. And if it's not, we put them for half an hour on a walker just to protect the tendons, protect the knees, the back, everything, that it is warm. Because you have to think about if they jump on the dummy, they bring about 500-600 kilos on the behind leg. So it's very important to protect the stallion for his own weight. In this case, we make them all warm.
So it's looking how fit they are, how well they're put together, and it's really warming up. We learned that. We've seen some stallions tie up, especially more when they're in the colder days, but it is quite a physical thing. So first of all, we would always say, parenting stallions, get them fit, get them trained, and really important, get those stallions flushed out. And don't think just because they produced good semen last year, they're going to be producing good semen this year. Sorry, I take this hat off now. It's getting a bit warm in here. So flushing out really
That's
important.
the wrong way.
Sorry,
You did the wrong way. You have to do this way.
which
It's
way?
okay.
Is he taking the mickey?
Yeah.
So come around here, India. So it's really important to look at the stallions, but also you've got to look at the engine of what's going to produce that sperm, and that's the testicles.
Where is your thing?
My clip. I've got these. These
Oh,
are.
you do. But after 3 years, he does it.
So when you're palpating the testicles, it's really important you want them nice and solid. If they're soft, it can be a sign of testicular degeneration. And you want to make sure that epididymis is at the back of the testicle. And so they're a firm pair of testicles, if ever felt a pair. What's the sort of, if they're going soft, Desiree, what can that be a sign of?
As this go, what? I didn't hear.
If the testicles are going soft.
Oh, a testicle degeneration.
Yep.
That's a possibility, especially with older stallions. You need to be aware of that. So whenever you collect the stallions, I always wash in front, and then keep in mind, keep every day, hold the testicles in line, know what they are. And younger stallions, they have most of the times they have some a small, and they can turn. The testicles can be turned. And if they return for 180 degrees, then the blood it's really cut off. So you need to be aware of that. But most of the times with young stallions, the testicles coming back again. So be aware of that.
Can you get the camera? This might be a bit rude here now, but I don't know if you can get in there. But with that, you can see the testicle. You see the two lumps at the back there. That's the epididymis, and these are really pronounced on this one, which means he's producing a lot of good. You know, he's got some must be good semen in there. He's producing, and the bigger the epididymis, usually the more semen they produce. So that should be from the back angle. You should see those two slightly round shapes on the edge of the testicles on that, and that's a really
Is it
sign.
not in America they use the size from the testicles to prepare how the stallion is going to produce? They do it for the
Yes.
cures, yeah?
There's a formula. Yes, you can measure the testicles, and it gives you a roughly a daily sperm output. Yes, there is a formula out there for that, and that works to a certain degree on some. But yeah, I think knowing your stallion's testicles, if it's getting softer each year, it means that those testicles aren't working quite as well. And here we always trying to keep the stallions quiet. So some of the things you do, you put play balls in here, don't you? Play balls.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things that we if the stallions kind of just come to us and is a little bit unsettled because obviously it's a new environment and it's all very new for him. There's a couple of things that we do. We like give them like a dodecahedron with maybe some treats in just to kind of distract their minds a little bit and to kind of give them something to concentrate on to kind of calm them down. There's sometimes the jolly balls as well, really soft ones with the handles. They sometimes throw them around and have a little bit of fun with them. It just keeps their mind kind of calm and kind of gives them something to do rather than being kind of stuck in the stable and yeah, twiddling thumbs as such. But yeah, it kind of helps them relax as well. So yeah, that's good. Amazing. That's gone.
Right. So do you want to start preparing for a collection?
Yeah, perfect.
Right. So preparing the stallion for a collection, people are going to do it in different ways. We're going to bandage his knees up and just get him bandaged up ready. Just so you know, you can buy a lot of this collection equipment. I think we've got a slide to throw on there through Stallion AI Service. You can go onto the website and the shop. And yeah, so we have got some collection equipment. So we think we sell some of the bandages and stuff. Is that right, Indy?
Yeah, we sell all the bandages, everything they're basically seeing tonight. We sell.
And we even do skins for the knees and things like that.
Skins. So
EJ, just talk a bit about what you're doing there.
Can I talk about the back one? I'm nearly done now.
You can do whatever you want. Yeah.
Okay, so with all the stallions, we put support bandages on them all around, to basically support the legs. If they're going on the dummy, we always put knee bandages on. If they go on the mare, then we don't feel it necessary. The reason why I put knee bandages on is just if they sometimes grip quite hard, so you'll see little rubs. If you come a bit closer here.
You can come off straight the sheds, that's it.
Yeah, just there behind the knee, you'll see a rub start forming, and that is typical dummy rub. So if you see that, it's not done it in the field, it'll be, if you're collecting it, it'll be from a dummy. So we put knee bandages on. I'll explain how to do the support bandages first, and then I'll do the knee bandages in a second. So I put pads underneath the support bandages. We use here half fleece and half elastic bandages. I find them the best ones. The reason why I put the pads underneath is just because I have lots of different members of staff kind of bandaging the horses, so it kind of alleviates any pressure points. So what I want to do is make sure I start with the crease down the front of the leg, down the cannon bone, rather than down the tendon, so I'm not putting any pressure points on the tendons. And I start at the top, obviously bandaging front to back, and then I want to, with the back ones, I go like half a bandage down each time, and I want to pull the same tension back each time, so I'm not causing any pressure points. And then hopefully as it gets to the bottom, it'll turn into elastic. I don't really want to go below the ergot if I can help it, because then it'll slip down and annoy the stallion. And I want to come back up again, same again, half a bandage on the way back up, and then hopefully then I'll finish somewhere near the top, hopefully. So that's the exercise bandages. You don't want to pull too tight on them, just basically to support. But the knee bandages, bear with me.
Just while we're doing that,
Excuse me.
EJ?
Yeah.
Yes. I put because I have a lot of stallions who do shows. They have shoes on the behind feet, and then I put jumping blocks around that they are, if they are on the dummy, not touch their own feet with the shoes. So therefore,
like overreach boots.
please.
Like overreach boots, like the bells that go on
Exactly. Yeah, I put on the behind feet. Yes.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't really tend to use them, and I haven't had an issue with that before. But yeah, that's a good point. If someone else is they stand on
Exactly.
quite active behind, maybe that might be a good thing to do. Definitely. Yeah. Perfect.
Especially if they have shoes.
So the knee bandages, some people have boots. We use bandages here. We tend to find that they work better for us and they stay up a little bit better. So what you do is get a nice big gamgee and go on the inside of the knee. You want to start quite high up. It does slip down. And again, bandaging front to back. You want to start quite high up. Do a couple of times around the top. To secure the bandage, and then straighten your gamgee out so it's not causing a pressure point again, and go either the side or behind the knee so you're not restricting any movement at the front. Go a couple of times around the bottom and it should turn to elastic at this point, and then back up behind the knee again. And then this bit's quite important. You want to pull it quite tight, and this is what keeps the knee bandage up. I want to, because I'm pulling quite tight on this bit, I want to move it a little bit so I'm not concentrated in one particular area. So then, yeah, it should finish at the top and look a little bit like that. So I want a little bit sticking out the top, a little bit sticking out the bottom, so the bandage isn't going to press on his leg. And and you don't want to restrict the movement of the knee too much as well.
Right. Thank you, EJ, for that.
Okay.
Right. We've had quite a lot of questions come in now. So we've got some countries. Let's shout out some countries today. Who have we got listening?
So we've got Lena from Blue Horse.
Ah, hi Lena, Blue Horse.
Yep, we've got somebody on a ship in the Caribbean.
Wow. What? Yeah.
It's very jealous.
Oh, amazing.
Drinking the cocktails.
Brilliant.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's Tracy. Hi, Tracy. We've got Hungary, the USA, Canada, East Midlands, and Sweden, Oman, Chile.
Wow, we are crossing all over the world today.
Amazing.
So we are truly international. Yeah, and Oman, crikey, they're going to be late. It's going to be late for them. Everybody who's sort of west of us, it's okay for them, but at least it's not. So thank you for that. Have you got any questions?
Yeah, I've got a fair few come in. So someone says, I'm thinking of buying a breeding stallion. What questions should I be asking?
We are doing a pre-breeding thing in the lab, so we might come back to that one.
Yeah, okay. Does collecting from a stallion every day affect the semen quality?
Right, I might throw that over to Desiree. Desiree, the question is, does collecting a stallion every day, does it affect the semen quality?
Yeah.
It depends a little bit on the stallion. Okay, one stallion doesn't produce that much semen, so if you collect them then every day, then it's most of the time it's really affecting the quality on a negative way. And then it's better to collect him 3 or 4 times in a week. And some other stallions, they have very good semen and you can collect them every day and good producing, and that is not a problem at all. So it's really lying on the stallion.
Yeah, okay, no, definitely, I'd echo that. I'm afraid it is. Some stallions can do every day. You look at these thoroughbred stallions, crikey, they cover 4 mares a day. Then you get another stallion that can barely cope with once a day. So it's I'm afraid there's no hard and fast rule on that. Another question?
Yeah, so Nicole, she has asked, are there any tips or advice for young stallions, young stallions handling to prepare them for covering? So from a foal till 3 years old, to give them the best chance of easy training to start with.
Go on, Bart. I don't know whether you got all that. What's the best way to handle a young stallion? I think we could do a whole webinar just on that, from a foal to a stallion. But if you can sum that up in about 20 seconds, Bart, that'd be good.
So from a foal to a stallion, it's very easy. Keep him like a normal horse. Just keep him together with with other stallions. Let them grow up like normal horses and don't think about too much that they should be a breeding stallion later. If he is good, you take care of them. And then if they are 2.5, then you can make a selection and start to think about preparing as a breeding stallion and slowly start to work 2.5 or 3 years old.
Yeah, EJ, that's great advice. EJ's good. This is one of EJ's lockers.
My lockers.
This is what the stallion's locker typically looks like. EJ has OCD on cleanliness.
To be fair, Lydia cleaned this one out.
Yeah,
So.
but this is so in our barn, we have red barns and green barns. Everything in this barn is go on. You explain anyway, EJ. Take it over.
We have a red barn and a blue barn. Tullis has no idea. Just say absolutely no idea. Yeah, we have a red barn for export, blue barn to UK. And all what we do is when the stallion comes to us, they have all their own kit. So a head collar, lead rope, the collection coats that we wear in the collection area for hygiene, all the bandages and bits and pieces of the grooming kit are all red, kind of colour coordinated to each barn. And then when you go home, they all get washed and kind of put back in the box ready for the next stallion. But we keep all the stallion stuff separate because we're obviously a quarantine centre. So we have these lockers which are absolutely amazing. I don't know how I would live without them now. Obviously, the space for the rugs. Space for a shelf for the rugs here, and then some bridle hooks on each side. The two hooks for the coats at the back, and then obviously somewhere to have the chiffony and bandages as well.
Okay, that's brilliant. Thank you, EJ, for that. Right, we've got a lot more to get through tonight. Sorry if we could talk on any one of these subjects all night, but before the stallion starts the breeding season, all stallions need pre-entry health testing. This is absolutely paramount to me. AI is a great way of stopping disease, but it's a fantastic way of spreading it as well. So testing your stallions for EVA or having them obviously vaccinated for EVA, EIA, and CEM swabs. We also hear before they come on, they have to be tested for strangles and EHV. All stallions need to be tested, and they have to have more tests, Bart, don't they? If you're shipping semen, hopefully to us, what testing? You have to do a bit more testing, don't you?
No, we have to do all the tests. We have the rules for Europe. Now you're not more in Europe, so I don't know if for England it is worldwide. Then we have to do more. But normally, if we start a breeding season, we have to put them 1 month in quarantine time. And in this time, we check if they are healthy with temperature and everything. Then if it's just for the fresh season, we have to make the swaps, what you say, 2 times in 8 days. So today and in 1 week, test the blood and everything. We send it to the labs. And then if they are clean and fine, they can come into the place where they can go for collecting.
No, definitely. And I think we've got people, looks like, all over the world. We might have 20 or 30 different countries tonight. And I know people got different views on this. I think this is the one thing you should never cut corners on, is doing those health tests prior to the season. It can end up in disaster if you don't. So please keep bringing those questions. We might start answering those questions when we get back into the lab, because we still feel like we're falling behind time, as always, here, because we've got so many things to get through. Go on,
Just one thing to show how important it is to get clean stallions. I had for many years. Somebody asked me, I get a stallion from there, I want to buy or I want to get a semen. Can you just collect? Then I say, okay, we do. And then at this time, I make 1 plastic around the dummy, and it was easy to put another one and another one. I did 3 plastics. I get this stallion in between, put another plastic, another, and after 5, I take it away. What was my fault? I get, after 1 week, 2 stallions CEM positive because of I just put the plastic around, small hole, and you have a problem. So it's really important to be sure that each stallion you get inside is swapped and tested, and don't try to get something inside because you never know what's inside.
Yeah, and it can ruin your stud season before you even started. So next poll question, Harriet, can you put it up? One of them is, do you feed a fertility supplement? We just like for your stallions before the season starts or during the season? If you can just put a simple yes or no. Does that come up? Yeah. So we're very lucky tonight. We've had a great partnership with NAF for many years now, with the product called 5-Star Fertility. We've used it on our stallions for quite some time, and I was quite blown away by this product. We've used other products in the past and all have worked, but this worked actually far better than our expectations we ever thought. So we've been working with, NAP, I've been 30 years experience in the industry, have lots of different ranges from joint supplements to breathing, hooves, digestion, gut health, fertility, calming supplements, to silky mane. I was going to say silky mare there, but silky mane. Tail detanglers, and that's one thing I don't need to use. Super shampoos, luxury leather care. So we're joined tonight by Kate. Hi, Kate. Can you hear us?
Hi, Tullis. Yeah, good evening. Hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on tonight. It looks like we'll have to discuss where we can get this product all around the world, because I know we get asked it a lot. We've got a lot of international people as well as national people watching tonight. Yeah, I mean, can you tell us a bit about the 5-Star? I know we use it here, and I know we used it in not just the sport horse world, but the thoroughbred world as well. But yeah, if you can tell us a bit more about the product.
Yeah, thank you, Tullis. I mean, to be honest, I don't think I need to say much more. If you say you're blown away by the product, then what else do we need to say, really? But yeah, it's a product that we've put a lot of work into, with people like yourselves and other experts in the field, and we've been so pleased with it. We start, I think we're talking about preparing the stallion this evening, and nutrition is a very important part of that. So as a nutritionist, I would be advising that we want a horse in good condition, not lean, but definitely not overweight either, starting off with a good basic diet. But after that, there are, we can fine tune it. And there are nutrients that are very well known for helping fertility and semen characteristics, things like vitamin E and selenium. But the source is important. It's important to use the natural source to vitamin E because it's so much more powerful than the synthetic that you tend to routinely come across. It's important to use selenium yeast as a nice, safe way of using selenium. But it's not just, fertility that this is our product here. It's not just about vitamin E and selenium. We've got a lot of gut support. I know one of your favorite sayings, Tullis, is happy horses, happy semen. Well, one of my favorite sayings is happy gut is happy horse. So yeah. Surely that means happy gut is happy semen, ultimately. So in here, as well as the vitamin E and selenium, we have gut support, pre and probiotics, and some digestive clays, just to make sure that their digestive system, which is the root of their immune system, 70% or more of your immunity comes from your gut. So if we're keeping their digestive system happy, we're keeping their overall immunity happy. We've got that in there. We've got omega fatty acids, which help protect the cell membrane, along with the antioxidants like vitamin E and selenium. Membrane health is absolutely key to fertility success. And then we've got a few phytochemicals, some really exciting herbs in there that make all the difference in terms of vitality and, stallions that are happy to do the job. Some of them are more than happy. Some of them, perhaps it's not their most exciting thing anymore. And some of those botanicals can really help with that as well. So it's a lot more than just the vitamin E and selenium. You might be able to hear, it's a nice palatable pellet, so they eat it really well. And I noticed there were a couple of questions on one was saying when would we be feeding it? Definitely from pre-season onwards and throughout the season. to keep up the semen characteristics. We've seen some, I know you've seen in your lab and elsewhere as well, we've seen some really significant improvements in motility and concentration and, you know, all the key parameters. And there was one other question I noticed was, is it safe to compete on for those dual, you know, dual stallions who are still competing? And yes, we are Beta NOPS accredited. So NOPS is a quality audit that essentially it independently audits all of the products to make sure that they are suitable and minimizing the risk of contamination. So yes, suitable for competing stallions as well as for those who are just who are full-time stallions, if you like.
No, that's brilliant. Thank you very much. We're just crossing over into the collection area as we speak.
I have a question for Kate as well.
One thing I was going to say, go on, you do questions, Kate.
We'll just wait till we get in here where it stops flowing. So a message from Kiri. She's asked how early should these additives start being fed prior to the season starting, and also is it available in New Zealand?
Yeah, so she said that before about the how beforehand,
Yeah.
but New Zealand, I don't know what.
Yeah, so New Zealand, you know, we'd like to think that we're going for world domination one day. So so yeah, I mean, please, if you have got inquiries from you know, from around the world, it's not always straightforward, but we would definitely like to see where the interest is, and we'd definitely like to look at being able to fulfill those you know, fulfill those requests. So please let us know this evening or you know, in the coming days, and we will get back to you. And in terms of how long before, ideally sort of 6 to 8 weeks, because you're looking at supporting spermatogenesis before you start covering. But you know, there's not a too early, there's not a too late to start. At whatever point you start, you're going to help them throughout. One of the results we routinely see is extended breeding season with this product. So if you're hoping for the stallion to be working throughout the season, then really you can start them at any time.
Thank you for that. And I'm just saying, if anybody's in our chat, if the chat's saved back, so if you literally just put in the chat 5-star fertility, or can you send me some more information, we will email you on that one. So the stallion's about to come down in a second. One other thing that we'd like to point out is our other sponsor tonight as well. And thank you, Kate, for the insight to that. That's absolutely brilliant. Thank you for interjecting on that. Is Quattro products. Now, if you have let's pan around this collection area, this whole collection area is kitted out by this rubber matting. It's really important that you've got a collection area to get this properly patted. The stallions can grip on here on the surface, and I would personally, I highly recommend them. I know they're sponsoring tonight, but without even that, we really recommend this product as well. And again, if anybody wants us to send on the information about this, they're building more stables, they want to put rubber matting in stables or collection area, just put it in the chat, or we can actually forward on the details of Quattro anyway about that. All right. Oh, the poll question. Yeah, what was the poll question? The poll answer.
So the question was, do you feed a fertility supplement? And there were 39% of you that said yes, and 61% said no.
So 61% of people, depending on what you might say your stallion's performing really, really well, but he might be able to perform even better in theory with it. So it is definitely worth a try. So we've got the stallion coming in, I should say the 2 stallions coming in. Are we okay over here, John? Yeah, coming into the breeding centre. The stallion, I'm just going to tease him up a little bit. I think we've got a teaser mare maybe in the box. I don't know. Oh, yes, I think we have. So just while they're teasing him up, we'll have a quick look around the collection area. So let's just come down here. But when you're on the, I know at your place you have special rubber mats, don't you, on the floor for stallions to grip on, don't you? I know it's slightly different to ours, but Yeah,
Yeah,
how
I have-
important is that cycling?
Yes, I have rubber mats, but not that big you have. I've seen in your place they go inside really well. My rubber mats are going, the water is going through, that it's not slippy. But I have seen in your place last year this new one you're standing on now, and that's really, really soft and fine for the horses as well. So this I don't have, but yeah, I'm in a poor company, so we have to do what we have now. So we cannot buy this stuff.
Yeah,
But, yeah, but we have really good rubber and the water is going through, so therefore it works well.
yeah, and I think it's really important. This is a new one that we've got last year, and yes, they really sink into that.
Yeah, I've seen. That's really, really good.
It does. We really like it. We imported it from France, I must admit, but all the other rubber matting here is Quattro, I have to admit, on that side of it. So they're just teasing the stallion up. We're just getting him ready. We've got the mare in the box, so we'll come back to him in a minute while they just tease him up a little bit. Just on the let's just come in here while they're preparing that. Getting rid of the AG. So what are you doing here, EJ?
So this is a medium Missouri AV, which is what we commonly use here. Using Missouris for us could be a very, very large range of stallions, small, medium, large, shire horses. It's a little section A pony. So these Missouris come in different lengths. So small, medium, and large. This is a medium that we're going to top first and look with tonight. And obviously we've filled it at 70 degrees just to give it a bit of chance to go into obviously a cold AV, and I'm going to be stood around for a couple of minutes waiting for them to tease up. A pointed collection, you want it about 45 to 50 degrees. So what I'm going to do with the tightness is just let a little bit of water out. So I kind of think in relation to my arm, how big is his penis? And his is quite similar to my arm, really. So I want to be able to, this is a bit tight for him now, so I want to be able to kind of put my arm in up to there comfortably. You want to be able to feel a good squeeze around your arm. So now I'm going to let a little bit of water out and yeah, do his clutching. Nearly ready to wash.
So yeah, you ready to wash it? Yeah, so they're just going to wash the stallion. So come around here. Come on, no problem. So okay, Lydia. So before collecting off the stallions, we always wash the stallions off, and it's really important to get these stallions washed off. Some places do it, some places don't. Why is this important, Desiree, to wash the stallions off?
It's always important because you want to work with clean semen. So always wash the stallion, and that's very important. The way how she's doing right now, shoulder to the horse. That's really good, and the one who's holding the stallion on the same side. So whenever he doesn't like it or he starts to kick, that the one who's holding the stallions can put the head to his body, and then you always keep the backhand keep away. So safety be first, but you always do it because you want to work with clean semen.
Yeah, very good. Excellent. I think it's been well handled before, hopefully. So he's obviously someone's taught him well previously, I think.
Yeah, Bart Coles, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. So, if you're ready. So, so there you have it. So you're still doing all right, Bart, for you?
I think he has the best. I have a lot of experience, a long time, but I think with EJ he have one of the best who can collect the horses because he had the feeling and he know exactly what to do.
He was just saying that you're very experienced in it. He said you're doing a good job.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Bart.
So I wasn't translating German to English. I was translating English German into English. So, yeah. It's,
I have a good team around me as well, so
But,
very privileged.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. This horse, the first time it's doing it at night, so it's always, we always never know how well it's going to go. But how was it for you, Josh?
Yeah, definitely. We're both thinking of it.
It's always quite good training system here. I think this is something we learned from Bart, and it's a double rein system. Can you explain a bit about this, Bart? We learned this from you.
Yeah, I've seen before a long time. I've seen it even in your place the first times I came to you. They have just one rope in the middle, and then they start to hold him, and then you bring the horse in front of you, and that's dangerous. And if you do like this, you can stay at the shoulder and manage the horse, keep the head straight, bring them to the dummy, and they can focus the dummy without anybody is disturbing or something in the way. So it's just to protect the people, stay there where Josh is standing, super like this, and then the stallion can focus on the phantom or on the dummy, and he do his job very easy. And the man who is working with the stallion, even if they are hot or they want to jump, you are always in the safe place on the shoulder. There can happen nothing. And
No,
you can
thank you.
control the stallion.
Thank you, Bart. I think, yeah, because I remember when we first started doing it, took me a bit of a while to learn how to do this double rein system. And you feel when you're used to one rein, it just takes a bit. But anyway, we find, especially on young stallions, it is brilliant. Anyway, Faye, this is a very special stallion in so many ways. But Faye's going to tell you a bit more about him. Go on, Faye.
Yep, so obviously this is Thurston Look. He is by Thurston Hall and out of Lady Diamond. So got really lovely bloodlines on both sides with the Laurie's Crusader, London Derry Laurie's Crusader further back. He himself has achieved a fair amount. He was bronze medalist at the World Breeding Championships as a 7-year-old with Isabel Freeser. And he's won the Berg Cup as well. And we're just so lucky to have him. He's got numerous progeny on the ground that are competing at championship level. First Kennedy, I think, is a very well-known son of his. But yeah, we're lucky to have him standing with us for Chilled Seaman this season. He's at a special price as well at £850 until the 1st of April. British breeders, use him while you can.
Yeah.
I have a mare from the first year he was collecting. I have a mare in my breeding place by myself. From him.
Really?
Yeah.
You must send me some pictures.
Yeah, you can have.
Yeah, so we're very lucky to have him, and thank you, Bart, for training him up for us. Well,
Yeah, can I say one thing about the collection from the stallion? Some people, what I see in the field, they use a chain for collection. I really don't like that on the stallion, to use a chain. Most of the times I use just a halter and a rope and nothing else. I really like the two things of what you do and what Bart is doing as well. But a chain with collection, I don't like it at all. So that's something what I see very much, but I don't like it.
No, I don't think everyone's slightly different. And I know in America they're using a bit of things like that. Just very quickly, time-wise, just obviously the dummy mares. Some people asking how we train them on there. We did a whole session last year we did 3 live collections, I think, last year about how we train them on the dummy. But obviously before the season, trying to get them trained on the dummy. These dummies go up and down whatever height you want, and obviously we sell these dummies as well. So it's obviously you want to make sure your stallion is trained and that you can deliver that semen when it's been asked for as well. But I think unless there's any burning questions, we can come back to that. But I think it's important to know how you can collect off your stallion, what he likes, and everything else before. Right. Semen might be getting a bit cold now, so I just want to move on with that. I might just pass you this.
Yeah.
to go and take it in. So you can see here we've got the semen here ready in the bottle. Yeah. It's one of your top stallions actually for quality wise, I think, isn't it? And we use the filter.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I'll come back to that in a second. Desiree, yeah, why should we use these filters before? Because I know some people filter the semen afterwards.
Yeah, but you like to do it in front because unless you already clean the horse and you wash the horse, there can always be some dirt inside, and you don't want that mixed with the semen. So it's very important to put a filter in between. Yeah.
Yeah, and the filters, we use these disc filters. I know, Bart, you use a lot of these filters as well, don't you?
Yeah.
And
just a milk filter.
Yeah, it's a milk filter. So yeah, make sure your stallions work with them, and also you can get these ones from Mini Tube as well. If you've got stallions with very fine gel that goes through these, you can use these as a backup as well. So I think obviously on that side of it, it is important to try and must make sure you do the filter in line, is it? We might come on to the semen quality in a minute when we look at it on the slide.
Hands ready for you, if that's all right.
No, we just got to do the AVs just very quickly. So you've got to find what stallion you like with the AVs. Again, we did this for last year. There's all different types of AVs out there. I think you use this one quite a bit. Is it the Hanover model? Is that right, Bart?
Yeah, I used the Hanover. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the Colorado. Desiree, what do you use? Hanover.
The Hanoveran.
The what?
The Hanoveran. The one you showed us. Yeah.
Yeah.
90% Hanoveran, but sometimes also with some stallions I use a Colorado, but it depends on the stallion.
Yeah, you got the Indra AV, we've got Boto AV. We prefer the Missouri. It's quite interesting. Different people prefer different ones. The Missouri comes in. We should have done a poll actually on what AV they use. Maybe we can do that for next time. They come in small, medium, and large, and you can even do it open-ended if you get these stallions that they're seminal fluids. You can actually even use condoms, believe it or not, on stallions. Just be careful using them, but this is the last resort. And the other big tip, if I'm really, because today's not about the collection side so much, it's about preparing a stallion for stud season, but look at your lube. I was with a place fairly recently, and they were using a lube that was virtually killing the semen straight away. They thought there was a problem with the stallion. There was nothing to do with the stallion whatsoever. They were using it was like a very slimy gel because the stallions seemed to go in the AV a lot better, but it was killing the semen dead. It was the best.
I don't like to use gel as well with the collection.
If you use a liner inside,
you don't need.
You don't need at all.
So you can use these with or without liners, and like Bart said, if you're using without liners, you must have one AV per stallion. Otherwise, yes, you must use liners. Anyway, we'll come on into that. We're an hour in already. So we'll go over and see Pam.
Hi, Pam.
Hey, Pam.
Hi.
So,
Thanks.
let's have a look at the semen on the slide here. So, Bart, tell me a bit about the.
Bart, you sent us a good one. Thank you.
I know. It's one of the best one. It's a stallion who gives a lot of quality or a lot amount of semen and with a very really high quality, somewhere about 80 to 90% movement and good viability, and also a very, very good pregnancy, even if you inseminate after 2 days. So yeah, for you, it's easy to use this stallion for get pregnancy mares. That will be.
No, it is brilliant. But coming on to the sort of what sort of things that Pam has set up some color coordinated for
Please
semen.
don't ask me traffic lights.
I don't know how she's done it, but when you collect off the stallions at the beginning of the season, well, right the way through, you should always be observing what they look like. So what do we think if the semen looks like that? Desiree?
Oh, not so good.
He
It can
drink
be
too
full
much
size.
tomato soup.
What did what say?
So yeah, I mean, this does happen. I must admit, I don't know whether you two have seen this sometimes, but you know, obviously some stallions produce blood in the semen regularly, some don't. But if I'm going to see it, it's sometimes at the beginning of the season when some stallions, but then they I tend to see it a little bit more when we first start collecting off. And I don't know whether you've seen that, Des, sometimes.
The sound is going away.
Desiree?
Yeah, the sound is really bad right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I hear you
The
and
sound is
sometimes
going
I don't.
away.
Oh, we can hear you fine. Can you hear us now?
Okay. Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah. I can
Good.
hear you now, but sometimes you've fallen away, but okay.
Don't know what
When
went there.
there's
Sorry,
when
I was
there's
just
too much,
when you're
yeah,
getting
when there's
semen
too
like
much blood
that.
inside.
Too much blood inside it.
Too much blood inside it, but sometimes we see this at the beginning of the season when we first flushing them out. I see it more at the beginning of the season than I do when first being used. I don't know whether you noticed that.
The sound is really bad right now. I'm sorry. I hear you in flashlights. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I can hear you okay?
Okay.
What?
But if you are talking, it's just in a few words and then you stop and then
Oh, hang on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just see if I can. Let's just see if the Wi-Fi's. Yeah, Bart, if you carry on talking for a second.
Oh, shall I talk about the blood in the ear cloud?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If a stallion has too much blood in the ear cloud, like this is a little bit pink, the orange is a little bit pink. It can of course in the beginning of the season, and that the stallion is collecting very often on the phantom and hurts himself a little bit on the penis. So you can have that. If there's too much blood inside, that can maybe used on an infection inside, and then you have to stop the stallion, and then they have to be treated. And hopefully for you, it's not in the middle of the breeding season, because when there's too much blood inside, you don't want to see that.
No, that's it. And so definitely. And then we have these other ones where it's quite yellow.
If you have this problem with a little bit of blood, that for me, that's not a problem. If the semen is looking good, you can just normal centrifuges and use. The only thing is that after finishing, it's still a little bit like pink, but the movement of the quality of the semen will stay good.
Yeah.
In the opposite, if you have some urine inside, then you have a problem, because like this, then the semen will be damaged really fast.
Yeah.
What's this one? It's dirty.
Yeah.
And then what happens when it's like this?
You
But then
forget
you
to
have
wash.
Your blood.
Milk mix.
Yeah, so you haven't washed it off very well. So can you hear us okay now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back. Sorry, thank you. Sorry about that. So yeah, it's the pre-season. The other thing that you got to be doing is doing extender tests on these. Now, there's lots of different extenders out there on the market, and it's important every year that you check these with the stallion, because that can change. Yeah, there's really importance on that side of things. So Desiree, you've worked with extenders all the time, and I know you've got your own extender and things like that. And so what do you recommend when it comes to extenders?
The stallion is always going to decide which extender is the best. So don't let anybody tells you I have the best extender for the whole world. Every stallion is different, and every stallion will tell you which extender they like. So if you collect them, you need to flush them out for the breeding season a lot. Collect the stallion, splits the ear clad in a different kind of extenders, and test it out for a week. And after a week, your stallion will tell you exactly this extender I like and this extender I don't like. And it can be different every year. So you have to do it every year again.
Yeah.
Even in the middle of the season, it's very important. If you think
you're absolutely spot on. It's amazing. We've actually changed it during the season, and I always love your comments. I always say, happy stallion, happy semen. You always say the stallion will pick the extender. And
Yeah.
I think that's so true. You don't pick the extender for the Stallion will tell you which extender to use.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give you another shout out. I better put my hat on for Nidacom.
I have my
They've got
socks
a
from
range of
Nidacom
products.
on,
Yeah, the socks, yes.
I
So
have
they
my
do
socks.
Nidacom. So they use something called Equipure for separating abnormal sperm cells, and they've got cushions, and they also do the Boto Gold as well. So Nidacom have got a whole range of products. Again, if you want, send us the details, and they do great hats as well,
And socks.
socks.
Yeah.
I love the socks.
They're a great company. We worked with them for years. So if you want any more information, do put it in the group chat. Hams, have a look at this for a picture, Barton. What do you reckon to this for a lovely picture up here?
Oh, yes.
That's pretty.
Wow.
I know.
Beautiful.
We get really excited about these things when it's firm, but this was we can get some amazing pictures now that.
Always excited about spring.
Yeah. So before the season starts, doing extender tests. What about flushing stallions out, Bart? I know you with stallions. Sometimes you always told me you never even look at the semen. Sometimes when you first do it. But how important is to flush the stallion out before the season?
Yeah, that's what I said before. If I say to start collecting, I do 3-4 times. Just collect, throw away. I don't even look at it. I just look maybe in just see, okay, it look like semen, throw away. Because in the beginning, it's old stuff. You get a lot. Most of the time, the first time you get a lot and it's old stuff. So it will not be good enough. And then after 2 or 3 times, you will see the quality or the color will be better. And then you check the quality. And then you can start to make it with extenders and do the stuff. But to flush out the stallion, I think it's important for the stallion to, first of all, to come in the rhythm. And if they are in a good rhythm, they 2 or 3 times a week, then you will have good quality of semen. You can make good tests, and even you can then make the test for 40 hours, for 70 hours after it, and even start to freeze. So first of all, flush them out.
Definitely flush them out. And we had a question before, Pam, you're going to explain this, about somebody asked, again, Desiree, you might be able to help with this. If someone's buying a stallion or pre-purchasing it, to sort of testing the seed, what sort of things should they be looking for, Pam?
On a collection, so you're going to look at the volume of the semen, how much we're giving you. So average is around about 50 mils of semen. You're going to want to know how many sperm cells they're producing. So again, the average stallion is 150 to 250 million sperm per mil. So total ejaculately, you're looking at about 10 billion cells in there. And then the motility. So you want to look at the motility. Is it, yes, it may be in there, but is it swimming? So we want as higher motility as we can get. Desiree, what else do you look for?
The motility, morphology, and viability. I think the viability, if you want to, that the stallion wants to see if the stallion is going to be fertile or not, I think viability tells you everything. And it's not even, you have stallions with a low motility rate, and they can be as fertile as it gets. And you can have stallions with a very high motility rate, and it can be not so fertile. So viability is, I think, it's the key to introduce a little bit about the fertility of stallion. Yeah.
Is also key to fertility, yes, very much.
Yeah.
No, definitely. And when you're doing this semen assessment, there's lots of gadgetry used. One of the ones that we use here is the iceberg, and we've used this with all our stallions. And put India on the spot now. India, tell me about it, the iceberg. You didn't think that was happening, were you?
So the iceberg is basically a CAT machine on an iPad. We find that it's very good for if you're wanting to collect out in the field. So if you're a vet, or if you've got a stud farm and you haven't got a microscope, it's really good. It can saves back data from each collection. So if you collected your stallion one stud season, and then the next stud season you want to see if there's any changes, and you can save the data back. It doesn't need Wi-Fi either. And we sell it here at Stallion as well. So if you've got any questions about it.
And Desiree sells it all in Europe for us as well.
Yeah. I love the ice sperm. I cannot work without it. Yeah, it's easy.
So
you have the concentration is very precisely. The motility rate is good. Yeah, I really like the ice sperm. Yeah.
I want to say something. Can I say something about this?
Yep.
I like the ice sperm also a lot, but some people think that they can make a line to say, okay, the semen on the ice sperm should be like 60% or 70%, and it must be all the time. They forgot that it is a machine, and the semen is a natural product from a human being or a horse, and that's not a machine. So you cannot take one line and just say, okay, this is fine, this should be the rule. We try to do all our best what we get from the stallions, but the stallion is a person or an animal what is not a machine. So you cannot take one line and say it have to be like this. Some people think if they buy the ice sperm, they can say, okay, it should be like this, otherwise it's not good. That's not the way. But the ice sperm is
totally
good
agree with
if it's young. The ice sperm is super if it's used good.
We spoke about it 2 days ago with Bart about this subject. And you know, some stallions can have a bad day as well. And you know, you have to always, you cannot make a line for that. Some stallions are very good, and some stallions but very not so fertile. They are subfertile, and some stallions have very poor quality of semen, motility, and they are as fertile as it gets. So I totally agree with Bart. You cannot make a line in this.
No. And right, we're going to come around here.
But that's for all the machine, not just the ice sperm.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
Think about it's a horse. It's not a machine.
No, definitely. No, you're right. So just sort of, we're going to go through a few questions now. From that, we've had a lot of questions. Have we got many poor people shouting from abroad that we can shout out for?
Oh gosh, many. Hang on.
Come on, let's give them a shout out.
We have. Put me on the spot now. Just got the chat. Chat's quite busy. Thank you very much, everybody. So yeah, we've got people from Czech Republic.
Who's from Czech Republic? We've got a name. Dominic from the Czech.
Yeah. There's Dr. Hansgerd Louise.
Well, I'm glad you're saying it. Is he from Germany?
And that's from Namibia. Namibia, yeah. Oman again, Netherlands, Mexico, Iceland.
Iceland. Well, hopefully Iceland. I'm hopefully coming over to Iceland in April. So yeah.
Yeah.
And just so you know, a lot of people abroad have said, myself and Pam have just come back from Japan. We've been to India. Hopefully I'm speaking on behalf of Bart and Desiree as well. We're always at the end of a phone, and we love doing these setups and going abroad. All of us do. I know Bart, you travel around. I know Desiree, you travel around Europe, but we all enjoy that. So if anybody needs help in the future, hopefully I'm saying the right thing, Bart. I know you do a bit, and Desiree.
Yeah, definitely. If we're gonna help somebody, just let us know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. So thank you, so many people. Anyway, questions, like.
Okay, so plenty. So Anne Dicker from Patterson. Hi Anne. She said she finds that the ice sperm can give very different readings from the same ejaculates. Does anybody else find this with the same thing, or?
No, sometimes it's making sure that the drop is the right size. So it's 7.5 microliters. It's making sure that the standard droplet. We've run that many tests on it. I must admit, we find it works very well alongside the other CASA systems here. So I don't know whether you've noticed that at all. You've got to, sometimes it can do, but generally it should be very, very accurate each time. We find, as long as you standardize the droplets and the semen's mixed up properly beforehand.
It's true. It's really good. I checked it also with my nuclear counter, what is very clear and everything. Maybe if you have problems, you are too concentrate.
Yeah, you
But
need to
that can be if it is
Yeah.
somewhere behind 400 or 500, then you might have a problem. But this you have with any system, doesn't matter which you take. You
Yeah,
have to be in some line to get the right results. Otherwise, it don't work.
Yeah, it works best round about sort of between 50 and 70 million sperm per mil. That's when you get the sort of the optimum, or maybe even up to 80 million sperm, and that's when you get the sperm tracking as well. So.
Yeah, if we do, for example, if I do epidemiol, I do the concentration I want to know, and if the concentration is too high, then the rate is much higher than it normally is. And so if you go in, you extend it more, and you have a normal concentration, and it's not the machine. They have to count all the cells. It's not their fault. So don't make it too big a concentration.
Yeah.
And also, just remember, we do have India deals with the iSperm here. We have them on loan. So if anybody wants to borrow one for a week to try it out, we've within the UK, really, we have got loan ones we can send out. Anyway, Faye, next question.
So what's the minimum percentage of semen progressive motility to say it's acceptable for freezing?
For freezing.
After towing?
Who's going to do that one? Sorry.
I can do. No problem.
Yep.
So I can say what I am doing. The rules say 30%, but I take 35, and I take 35 motility, progressive motility, and viability.
Yeah.
Is that before freezing day?
Please.
I didn't say. Okay, they just. I didn't know whether they meant what does the semen quality like to be before freezing?
Before freezing, yeah.
Before freezing, I like to have about 70% of viability.
Agreed.
Yeah. And what about motility?
Also.
Motility,
At least 65.
If you have more than 60, 65 motility, you will have, and you have 70. So I prefer more the viability before freezing as the motility.
And Desiree, because people out there might not understand the difference between motility and viability, I think it's quite. Could you just explain a little bit because I know we, as a group, talk about viability even more important than motility sometimes. Yeah. Just tell us a bit about viability, why it's so important.
It's so important. Okay, motility is the how you can see under a microscope how motile the semen is, the ejaculate is. Viability is all about the membrane from the cell, and this membrane is so important because they have to fertilize the follicle. And if the membrane is not good, is it broken or if it's cut down, then they never can get go to the follicle and get the acrosome reaction. I don't know how you say it in English. Is that acrosome reaction?
Yeah, acrosome reaction. Yeah, right. Yeah.
So they need to do the acrosome reaction, and they only can do this when the cell membrane is totally intact. So, and if it's not intact, and if it's like the morphology rate is not so good, and they have really had problems, and you see the membrane sometimes with freezing. You know, if you not freeze on the right good way, then the water is kind of crystal, and it really cuts into the semen. So you don't want to have that, because this membrane, it needs to be how it's for the fertility. Yeah. So that's the most important thing, I think, on the viability, and that's why the viability tells us much more about the fertility rate from a stallion than the motility does, because you cannot see. They can be as motile as it gets, but when they are when the membrane is not intact, they're never gonna go to and have the acrosome reaction with the follicle. So it's very important, actually. Yeah. And we don't know, because last week Bart and me, we went to Utrecht. And that's also, I need to talk about it because it's so important. Sometimes, you know, when you have a stallion, it's very good. The motility is very good. The concentration is very good. The volume, everything is perfectly fine. And still doesn't get this stallion a mare involved. Then you say, okay, DNA fragmentation. You can test it out. They have to special machines for that. In Utrecht, they have some special machine, and they tested out the chromatina. But what we found out last week, and Bart can tell you also about it, is that even capacitation process from the semen when it's going into the mares is going to be needed capacitation, and that's you get it fertilization, dus actually, and that is also a process what we actually don't know that much about it, and I think that I hope maybe in the future that is going to be as important as DNA fragmentation, or
Yeah.
so
No,
a lot of things to discover actually, and yeah, but that is
okay. We better move on to another question.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Can I say something? A lot of people are asking. I can see a lot of people are asking how they can find the viability. Therefore, you need the machine. You need or the nuclear counter or the CASA system to make the viability test. So you cannot do by microscope.
No.
No,
A lot of people are asking for this, so we have to answer about this.
Yeah.
I was just about to ask the question.
Pay was about to ask that. So nuclear, and I mean, obviously, there's the morphology stains that you can use. I mean, the nuclear cell counter works very well, but you can use nicotinamide stain as well. On that side of it as well. But again, emails, questions. We're here at the end of the email. We can always ask you questions after the event as well on that. Faye.
Okay, so have you got any tips on preventing an AV bladder sticking together?
So I think this is more a question for me because you don't have those particular type of AVs. We tend to leave a little bit of water in them. That doesn't keep them out of direct sunlight, and tends to be, not to dry out. So yeah, they tend to last, I suppose, 2 or 3 years. The Missouri AVs, they don't last forever, but it's keeping them out of the sunlight as well.
Yeah, so a question from Susie McCartin as well. She said a friend of hers had a pony stallion with large testicles, but didn't produce much semen. When he was gelded, her vet said they were full of fluid, so she wasn't surprised that he didn't produce much. Can you say what was happening there at all? A bit old.
Yeah, it depends on the age of the stallion and things like that. I don't know whether you heard that question, Bart and Desiree. Sometimes, yes, obviously there's maybe some stallions that aren't producing semen. I presume he meant there's very little semen in the epididymis, because obviously that's where a lot of the semen is stored. You do like the testicles firm, but we've seen the odd stallion where it's literally looks like very sort of liquidy, and for one reason or another, if they weren't producing it, we might think they're blocked, a blocked ampullae. And this does happen with some stallions where they actually get blocked, and flushing out can help this with oxytocin as well. So it depends on the condition, really.
Yeah, and you also need to know the history of the stallion. You need to know what's been done, and even for many years back again. I had one stallion, and we collect him for 2 years, and I start to collect him, and the concentration was not high, was very low. Actually, he doesn't produce that much, but it's getting lower and lower and lower. And in his younger years, he was treated with, how do you say that? Testosterone? I don't know. Yeah, testosterone. And you have to be very aware of that, because it can make a stallion as sterile as it gets, because after 2 years.
And steroids as well. Steroids, yeah, as well.
Steroids as well, yeah. And that's the two things it's the same as chemical castrations. That is things I really don't like. Be aware if you have stallions, please keep away from that. And I think that's the most important thing. And the history of the stallion is also important. Yeah.
And I've even seen a stallion case lately where it's even housed, crazily. And this stallions can be very sensitive. A lot of stallions aren't, but some can be. And it's even where they've been housed can slow down the sperm production. When they move to a different stable, a different yard, the semen production changed. And as little things like that, it's incredible how the management of a stallion can affect the semen output. We all think they're just a machine that produces it. I must admit, we're pretty lucky with Thurston Luck. I think he could get geldings involved. I think his semen's that good. Yeah. But yeah, it's amazing where even looking at the management of the stallion is so important, where it's housed and everything else. Faye.
So we've got a little a different kind of question here. So when considering height in breeding, in general, how much bigger than the mare is it acceptable for the stallion to be?
What you mean putting
a larger stallion on a smaller mare? Like what's the general rule of thumb?
Bart, do you have any thoughts on this? Putting big stallions or small mares, is that what they meant? Yeah.
What's the question? I didn't hear.
The question is, can you put a big stallion on a small mare? I presume they mean about having a foal, do
Yes.
they?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, if you do in AI, I think it's not the biggest problem,
No.
but you have to look how the stallion is breeding anyway. You have some small stallions who breed really big. You have some small horses who breed mares who give big foals. You have big mares who give small foals. So I think you have to look at your foal, at your stallion. You have to look at your mare, and then find the right way. You cannot say a big stallion on a small, it works. You have to see how is the constance also of the mare. Is it the very small mare, or is it the mare with a lot of ribs? So this, you have to see your own mare and then make your own decision.
I mean, mares are amazing. They tend to, yes, some mares struggle with foaling, but tend to push out what they can produce. So you can actually put quite big stallions on small mares and they will still produce a foal, and vice versa. And these trials have been done for many years. And you know, we used to put a big Irish draft stallions on some very small thoroughbreds to get the crossover, and they still produce, you know, lovely foals from that. So yeah, okay, great.
We've got how do you handle a stallion who has little respect for you when going towards the dummy? Can you improve with groundwork at all, or do you have any tips?
That's a good one for you, Bart, I think, because I've seen your stallion
again. It's very far away. I didn't hear again.
So basically, how a stallion that rushes the dummy and is misbehaving in the collection area, how do you get the stallion to calm down a bit?
With respect, but they have to learn that they have to stay calm, that they have to listen what you're doing with your lines, and yeah, you have to. Okay, for me it's easy. I'm quite tall, so the stallion looks at me and say, okay, you're this big, you're tall, then it's more easy. If you are smaller, might be not so easy, but yeah, you have to find a way, and that's why I do this with the two lines, because then I can be always on the side of the stallion, so I'm not in a dangerous place. If they are too hard or too rough, you can maybe handle with other bits, and then you have to try to make them go down. If they are young and they are too rough, you should send them one time back. If they run into the breeding hole, I put them backwards out. They have to follow me and stay with me. That is just learning. That's how you can manage the stallions. And if they learn 2-3 times quiet, but on the same way, then they know, and then it's no problem.
Yeah. No, thank you. I mean,
it also helps. Let's keep the mare away. Put the mare away.
Yeah.
The stallion is getting too rough in the breeding shed, and the mare's inside, and he sees too much the mare. Sometimes it's better to get a mare away so he stays quiet and he knows that the job has to be done over there. Yeah. I have a nice picture from Haflinger, actually. It's very nice, and they like it.
What?
A nice picture from Haflinger horse, you know? Yeah. It works. They like it.
But yeah, I know it's always a bit of a challenge in the collection area trying to get the stallion to respect you, and it is important to lay those ground rules out early on.
Yeah.
Faye.
Okay. What's the ideal age, and is it better to wait until a stallion has results in a particular sport? I guess that's for breeding in general. Do you do it when they're young, and you know, or do you wait until they've got the results and they're proven in that respect?
The proven stallion. I think it depends on what you want to do with them. I mean, sometimes it's always quite nice to get some semen off them when they're a bit younger. They can go off competing then and maybe do that side. But it's always good for me to try and get some semen if something did happen to them and you had no semen. I think you'd be maybe kicking yourself for that. And just say thanks to everybody still watching. We've still got hundreds of people still actually online, which is amazing. So I never know when to sort of finish.
They all want to have your gifts.
Yeah. So they got. Oh, yeah, of course. I forgot about all that. Yeah. Yeah. Great.
Yep. So we've got. How is it best to deal with a stallion with high seminal gel?
Seminal fluid. We could talk about this all night, couldn't we, Desiree?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Turn around over here. Centrifugation. Spinning semen down, and still so many people in the UK sometimes don't centrifuge semen. There's so many things you do. You can do open-ended AV. You can add extended to the bottle. You can centrifuge the semen. Seminal fluids is there for a purpose, but it can be really negative to the semen quality. Desiree, have you got anything to add to this seminal plasma issue that we come across on a daily basis?
Oh yes, yeah. Well, it's actually very,
in 30 seconds, Desiree, because I know we can.
In 30 seconds, I can't. I really can't. I can't talk much about semenoplasma. And if you're shipping semen away, if you are using semen on the end of the day, please always centrifugate the semen, because semenoplasma on the longer term can be very bad for semen and can have a very less influence. And sometimes some stallions cannot handle their own semenoplasma, but you can. It's very easy to see them. They start off very good, and they're getting slower and slower by hour. So then it's very important to centrifugate the semen, take all the semenoplasma away, or collect it with an open IV. But semenoplasma, yeah, is that 30 seconds already?
Yeah.
I know. We could talk about it, but it's the semenoplasma is it's an issue, as we all know, and but it's easy. It's there for sometimes a reason. And I think it's something that we can easily get rid of and things like that. Oh, look! I haven't seen what you've done here. I don't know whether anybody from Nidacom's watching, but anyway, I think let's go. Yeah. Well done, Pat. I think we'll have one more question, then we'll wrap it up, and we'll see who is the lucky winner. I think of hundreds of pounds worth of gifts. What were we going to say?
Can we talk about that before we?
Yeah. No. One more question.
Okay.
If there is one.
We've got plenty.
But we'll try and come back to any questions we haven't answered. But
why do some stallions show a dramatic decrease in quality of semen in terms of progressive motility, only in different 1 week of collection?
So the question is, why does a stallion's quality change in just what decrease or increase?
Yeah, decrease in only 1 week of collection.
Yeah, the problem is there's so many different circumstances. I don't know what you think, Desiree and Bart. There's so many different circumstances that could be why the semen would decrease. It could be anything from where it's housed, how it's handled, how often it's been collected from, the age of the stallion, the temperature outside. It could be so many different things why a stallion semen would decrease over a week. But I don't know, Bart, have you got anything on that?
On shows, if they are traveling too much, if they have some stress, they are trained much because for one show, or there is stress with the neighbor in the stable. That can be a lot of things. You have just to find out, to feel him fine, to get him on his normal way, and always look at them, and then to find out if it's getting better or not. If it's not, he can have some insurance or some pain. It can be a lot of things. It's very difficult to say just this is the thing. Why?
Yeah, no, thank you. But yeah, let's say it could be Germany. So just want to wrap it up. Oh, we've got one more question now. Wait, a poll question before. No, we don't. I think we've done everything. Yeah. Okay. So right. Lastly, just wrapping up now. Just before we say thank you to everybody, just a few things. Sarah, you want to say a bit about the directory that you very much helped put together with Faye and
Yeah, well, it's a joint effort in India.
and India, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So the directory is available worldwide. It's been downloaded. For anybody who's not seen it before, we do the Breeder's Guide at the front, which has got really good, up-to-date current articles in there. We do post some time by time on our social medias too. You can download this straight from our website on the homepage. There's a little red strip that says download the directory. You can also order a hard copy. We'll post them worldwide for you.
Or put it in the chat if you want one.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Just say, can I have a brochure?
And we can get back to you. Yeah, absolutely. Then there's also over 140 different vets listed that are based around the UK. So you've got a really good idea. If you're a mare owner looking for a repro vet, we've got some really fantastic vets there, all dotted around the country that are going to be able to help you. And then we've got 160 stallions. So whatever discipline you're looking to use, whether you're looking for show jumping, dressage, eventing, or you've got a rare breed or a show pony, or we've got ponies here in the back too. And then we've also got a transport section. So if you need a transporter to get your stallion or your mare somewhere, we've got people who can help you too. This has been downloaded already in 43 countries, and we've sent out 5,000 already, and we've got another 5,000 that are just being printed at the moment. We're very proud of this. We put it together every single year. It's open for any stallion owner to advertise their stallion in. You don't have to stand your stallion here with us. You don't have to store with us either. And we really take pride in putting it together every year.
Right. Okay. Yep. Thank you, Sarah. I think you sold that well now.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to turn this around. India, put you on the spot now. Collection equipment and stuff like that.
Yeah, so here at Stallion AI Services, we sell a range, well, all the collection equipment you could need. Everything you saw tonight on the webinar, from the knee bandages to the support bandages, to the dummy.
To the iceberg.
To the iceberg, as you can see here, we sell here. Everything is available through our
I think you've got something new to tell us this year.
I've got something new. We have got a product that we've just launched called Easy Fall. So this is a falling alarm that has come from France, which we have just started selling. And it's a real good piece of kit. Everybody that is currently using it says how well it works, you know, with
how reliable it is.
And how reliable it is. You can get different types of kits from an indoor kit, whether you're falling your mare inside, or an outdoor kit, whether you're falling her outside as well. And once you've purchased the kit, you then got that for life, and then you just buy additional sensors as well.
Great, thank you. And just so we know, we'll come back to me. We are going to do another webinar on the mare, aren't we?
Yes, no date fixed yet.
No date fixed. We're going to do a webinar all about your mare, picking the stallions for your mare, about foaling the mare, and all that side of it. So thank you, India, for that. Sarah and Faye, chilled semen, they come in as well. Both of you about chilled semen imports.
Do you want to tell the hot off the news press? Hot off the press news.
Or press off the news.
Yeah, off the press off the news.
Whichever way around it is.
Yeah, what are we announcing tonight? Whose semen are we shipping in chilled this time?
Go on. Yep. Go on. You see.
Yeah, we're very proud to be shipping in with Shockamola this time.
So we're doing Shockamola stallions.
With you, Bart.
So make sure, Bart, we get the good stuff.
I think he's gone to sleep.
Can you hear us?
No.
Desiree, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you very well. I see two Dutch in also.
Yeah, thank you, Desiree. And also, I like Desiree's voting for the team. She's got Usanov in the background tonight.
Oh,
yeah, I love Usanov.
So we're importing still all the chilled semen, and I know Faye and Sarah and Pam have been working very hard about the import requirements.
We will get it right. We will get it sorted. So
thank you for that. We've got to thank our sponsors. So we thank NAF with our 5-star fertility that we've got here. We've got to thank Nidacom, and we've got to thank Quattro Products.
Yeah. Also, all these lovely gifts here, NAF have sent us tonight, and they've said the next 10 orders that are placed of NAF, we will give away a free Superflex, a free towel, a free water bottle, and also a booklet of NAF vouchers.
Oh, wow. So the first one was that?
Yeah,
10.
first 10.
First 10.
That's the book from the website.
All right. Do I have to buy one to get these?
Yeah, yeah, don't trust that, that's somebody else in.
A microfiber, whatever it's, towel.
Good for hot clothing.
Hot copy.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So, yeah, get those orders in quick to get some more goodies. Fantastic.
And then we've just got the giveaway.
So, right, tonight, drum roll,
Drum
we
roll.
have got, look what we got. We got our Stallion show. When is our Stallion show? 20th of April. We've got a lineup of how many stallions?
28.
28 stallions going to be here live. You can get up close and personal on the 20th of April. So here's some administration tickets for that tonight. What else have we got tonight? A tub of naff.
Easy fall.
Easy fall, not the whole easy fall.
No.
Yeah.
£100.
Of easy fall and tickets.
So
So,
we've got 2 BioG products to give away as well.
oh yes, we don't think, yeah, explain a bit about this, India.
Yeah, so this is an equine disinfectant that we use here. We use it for cleaning the dummy and also for disinfecting all the stables as well.
Thank you, India, for that.
And thanks very much.
And so, who is the winner?
The lucky winner is Alison Lindley Harden from South Yorkshire. So congratulations.
Oh, that's fun.
Alison Lindley,
Yeah,
well done.
well done.
Right, so we look forward to seeing you at the open day. Here's your tickets. It's going to be winging its way in the post, and thank you for NAF for sponsoring it tonight as well. So open day, charity night. Yeah, don't forget Nature's Safe. We froze our 230th different species the other day. We've just started doing, oh, thank you, on cue. You can literally go online, just look at Nature's Safe, go on the website, and it's 2 clicks and donate £5. That will be much appreciated. Every single penny goes towards saving animals from extinction. We've even started doing UK species. We froze our first red squirrel the other day and Scottish wildcat on that. So, and look out, there's a show a week on Sunday that you might want to see. Sunday night, quite a famous show that might be
Sunday tea time.
Sunday tea time, about 7 o'clock, BBC One, in 2 weeks' time. So don't forget, as usual, every Friday Sarah does her Facebook Live, and I think that's about it. Apart from to say a big thank you to everyone.
I've got one thing.
You want, yeah.
Friday, it's Tulsi's birthday.
Oh God, no.
1 of March, yeah?
So yeah, 21. Yeah, on Friday. Bart, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still there. I want to say one thing. These people who are asking about the difficult stallion, if they are not too far away from me, they can ask you for my phone number, and then if they want help, I can come and help them.
Yeah, I think I said before, I know yourself, Desiree, you know, you're so good at helping other people. It really is. People feel they can't reach out, but they really can. I mean, we love doing it over here and traveling the world, and I know you do. You go to Colombia and all over the place, don't you?
Especially if they have problems with some strong stallions, I can help a lot.
Yeah, definitely. No, thank you, Bart, for that.
Yeah, we love to go around and to help people. So if there's any problems, just give us a ring. Not a problem.
Yeah, and especially if it's somewhere like the Maldives would be very good as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, not to us, actually.
I want to say something, but I don't. But okay, yes, no worries.
So that's, I think we've gone on for nearly an hour and 3/4 now. We've had hundreds of people tonight for a stallion, just a pure stallion thing. That's quite incredible. So thank you everybody for watching. I've got to thank the team. Pam in the background there, Faye for doing the questions, EJ wherever she is on home, Lydia, Josh, everybody on the yard, Sarah, Harriet, who's behind the scenes doing all the behind the scenes stuff, and India behind the camera, and I can't forget to thank our great co-hosts, Bart and Desiree, and Kate. Kate, oh, of course, Kate's there as well. Thank you, Kate, as well in the background. So thank you all very, very much. And I really appreciate everybody who came on. Look out for the next webinar in about 2 or 3 weeks' time. It's all about the mayor this time. So we're really looking forward to putting that one together. So stay tuned. Any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. Thank you for watching. Good night.
Good night.
Night. Bye bye. Bye bye.